everybody, welcome to another Age of Grogu, and I have with me today Jason and Elijah. Hey guys, how's it going?
What up?
Hey, no Max today. He's at Los Angeles Comic Con.
That's
He's the
the one I
lucky one.
always forget about.
I did too.
It's
I
the one
completely
that's
forgot.
closest, and like I always
Yeah,
forget the time of year. It's that one in the
right.
Long Beach convention.
Yeah,
Those are smaller ones, but the the LA con is fairly big.
yeah,
It's like a weekend thing, and I always
yeah,
forget about it.
yeah.
I don't think I've
No,
ever been once.
there's a lot of people there. I think Max sent us back video of him seeing Giancarlo Esposito on stage.
Gus.
I saw that
Gus.
Yarvo did a creative writing or a script writing
Seminar.
seminar
Oh, really?
or panel.
That's
Oh,
cool.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
wow, that's cool. I haven't looked at the actual list of who was there.
Well, I just
think
saw it in his
yeah.
posts,
Oh, okay,
basically.
gotcha.
Dude, there
All
used to
right,
be like a WonderCon in San Francisco. It was like a smaller version.
right.
This
Well, I
is
think
kind of
WonderCon was originally in San Francisco, then it moved to
Really?
the Anaheim,
Yeah,
because they're building the convention center in
right.
San Francisco. I could
it
be
was
wrong.
at. It used to be at Moscone. That was just
Yeah,
where all the
Mm,
conventions were.
right.
Moscone Center.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'll be excited to see what he has to tell us next week. I guess we'll find out what he sees and what he videos and stuff like
you're
that.
opening up to the conventions, Brent. Like before, you're like saying you're so claustrophobic you can't even walk
Well,
around into like a room with
I
like a lot of people in it.
The
Now you're like,
Designer Con kind of opened us up to
no,
it.
no,
Yeah.
no.
now you like want to
Actually,
go
well,
to all these
Or
here's
places.
the thing.
Star Wars. What's that
Right.
Star Wars one you
Well,
went
The
to?
Star Wars, I
there is a
forget, like,
difference. There is a difference between San
here we
Diego. No, there is. There's a difference between San Diego, the way they lay things
oh,
out.
for sure,
They make things way more tighter on the aisles.
for
It makes
sure.
it more claustrophobic. The one in the Anaheim, they keep the aisles wide enough, and they're not as busy as the San
San
Diego.
Diego can get
Because I've
pretty
been to San
crazy.
Diego twice now, and both times I felt very uncomfortable in the space,
Okay.
even though I think it's a bigger hall
All right,
than
all right. Narrowing
yeah.
it down to
Yeah,
San Diego Convention
yeah.
Center.
No, no,
I
no.
thought it was like
It's
everywhere. Like you made it
no,
sound
no,
like
no, no.
to me it was like
There
anywhere, like
is
at an airport, you get crazy.
there is a different. Well, I do. I mean, I still
Okay.
think, but I'm
Yeah.
I'll look up when I need to. There's still days that when I was at
Yeah, yeah.
the
San Diego can
celebration
definitely be
stuff.
bad, and like especially a couple of years ago, where like
Yeah,
I
you
just
like
don't.
can't move.
yeah.
You're like,
No, you
oh,
can't. No, yeah,
everyone's going
yeah.
in different direction. There's no
Hmm.
clear passageway.
Yeah,
Like they
yeah,
don't like.
yeah.
It's,
It's
it's
not a
like
nice layout. I
at
don't
least San
consider it a
Diego
good
should
layout.
be like a walk direction. Like you go
Mm,
in a direction, like a
yeah,
lane. Like
to a certain degree.
I just don't like lines.
yeah, nobody likes that.
Yeah,
There's too many
yeah.
lines.
Way too many
Uh,
lines, and they all
There's too many
distract you.
it
lines in
does
those
happen.
conventions. Just
And
any
you don't know
Yeah,
what they're waiting for, and you
yeah.
see someone with like
Well, I mean, it's yeah, you see it
into
sort out,
line
but
part one, and then
yeah.
like you go outside in the line.
But
It's like
the
stretched
lines
for
are
miles.
if there's something you really want to see. It's simple as that. You know you're going to be waiting for a few hours to whatever. But they've made the lines easier to get into some of these things. The one at the Star Wars convention, Star Wars celebration had a relatively easy setup
Yeah,
that made it easy to access around and get through. But anyway, yeah.
I'm sure he's gonna have
What?
a ton of signed comics. He's gonna come back with it. Like I
Oh, I'm
got all
sure.
these books
Oh, I'm
signed.
sure. Oh, yeah,
He
I'm
probably
sure he
he
will.
had to
Yeah,
carry
oh
like
yeah.
yeah.
a dolly to bring his
Uh-huh.
comic books with him.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I'm sure he will. What else has been going on, guys? What's been going on during the week? Anything much? Anything cool?
This
I
week
just
went
been
by pretty
watching
quick.
Hmm.
tons of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's all I'm doing these
Hmm.
days.
Yeah.
Just
I
absorbing content.
I finished watching all of the TV show Wednesday last night, Wednesday
Mm.
Oh
Addams,
yeah.
which I
I
enjoyed. I mean,
watched
it
it.
was fun. It was fun. It,
I
I
like it a
can't.
lot. I've watched the first episode. I haven't pushed through the rest of it yet. I almost
uh,
crammed it in this morning, but
yeah,
I mean, I want to like really enjoy it. I don't want to like not focus on it. So,
yeah, yeah,
but the first episode was great. I love the family and
yeah.
Louise Guzman as like they're
Woman.
great. The
They're great.
casting is perfect.
Yeah, it is.
I love the look of the Thing. He's like more patchwork, and like
Yeah,
I love
yeah,
how that
yeah.
looks.
Yeah.
Stitched together.
And Wednesday just
It's like
reminds me of like
it's
so
like
many
wrapped over the top.
Yeah, yeah,
wrapped up and
yeah,
stitched. Like
yeah,
they
Yeah.
stitched the skin over. That's really
yeah.
smart. A design
This
part of it.
there
It's
was
really
It's like the
expand.
Addams Family version was like there's like a dip in it. It
uh-huh.
was like all flat and smooth.
Yeah,
Like it
yeah,
was like
They kind of
yeah.
avoided
Green
it,
screen.
right?
yeah,
Like you don't see it much.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like I like the expanding of the Adams family lore.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
That's
You're
great.
getting
And
this
Wednesday just
lot of
reminds me
women.
of all the goth girls in a new high school.
Well,
Dude.
Wednesday was definitely connection and representation of the Adams Family and Adams Family Values movies. That
Oh,
was
for
the
sure.
closest connection to
Yeah.
that version of
Yeah.
Wednesday
Well, she
portrayed by
that
Christina Ricci.
that
So
that Wednesday popularized the character. It
it
was like
did,
the
yeah,
it was like the Jack Skellington for women,
correct,
you
yeah, no,
know.
totally, yeah. I
And she
thought,
started this whole
yeah,
like trend. I think thanks to her, we
The
see a
dark
lot of
girl, like yeah,
thanks
poster
mm,
girl for the dark
yeah,
goth
thanks to
girl.
her, we saw a lot of
yeah,
a explosion of like
yeah,
gothic girls. But I can't scroll Instagram without seeing a Jenna Ortega post
Yeah,
because
she's
the
everywhere.
internet
yeah.
loves Latina goth girls.
Hmm,
It is like the perfect
it's
time
funny,
for her, and like
right?
that, the obsession with her type and her archetype
Yeah,
is
yeah.
like the internet's obsessed
Yeah,
with that.
yeah. Well, series is fun. Definitely worth a watch for sure. And I'm sure we'll get a season two. It'll
Yeah,
And Tim Burton's direction is very specific. There's about 3 or 4 different directors over the course of the series, and you could definitely tell Tim Burton's, but it feels like old school Tim Burton. It doesn't feel like his newer stuff. He's gone back to some of the basics. I'm hoping he's kind of taking in the trend and the understanding that
how so?
people and
I can't really put my finger on that. Like I'm trying to
just
figure out what is
certain
Tim Burton.
certain camera choices, stuff like that. Obviously, there's a stylized look throughout the whole thing that he had a big part in. But it just he has a certain way with camera movements, stuff like that that I pick
Yeah.
up on, little things, and of his older stuff, and it gets lost. I feel in the later stuff because his later movies have so much CG through them. This is a
Yeah,
couple of
right.
CG creatures, but nothing big.
Yeah, Tim
That
Burton has always been way
monster
more
looks cool.
design heavy and look like
Hmm.
Tim
Mhm.
Burton look versus like direction. Like
Yes, yeah,
Yeah,
know.
yeah. Yeah, exactly. Right.
Mhm.
Like
yeah,
it's
Yeah.
just the world built is
Right.
very Tim Burton, but I can't
right.
like pinpoint what his direction style
Yeah.
is.
Other
Mm.
directors like a whatever, a Nolan or a Kubrick
Yeah,
or whatever, like Wes Anderson, like regardless
yeah.
of what
There's
they're
a
doing. I mean, there's some style in all of those directors, but you can tell just by like camera and
yeah.
lens and
Right.
the
placement
misconception
and
of
everything.
the misconception of Tim Burton didn't direct Nightmare Before Christmas. Like he
What was
just
in the stop motion director?
designed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he designed it. Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
I thought it was cool. You know what I kept getting confused was with all those like skinny white boys, I couldn't tell who was who.
Oh, really?
Like there was Tyler, there was
Right.
the other dude who looked like the lead singer of the Strokes, and then there was like the Medusa kid. But then
Yeah.
at like the first 3 episodes, I couldn't tell who was who. I
Really?
was like, wait, which one's that? Is that the
Fair enough.
barista kid?
Did you
Alright.
finish it, Jason? Or
Yeah, I finished it.
okay, all right.
Cool. That monsters look cool looking.
Yeah, they were cool looking.
They
They're
got,
very
like, the
very
Babadook.
CGI, but yeah,
The Babadook.
yeah. Well, it was yeah, it was. Well, I don't want to say too much about it because if people are still watching it, don't want to give away what type of creature.
Well,
he
you
is
see the
and stuff.
monster in the first episode, right?
Right, but they don't know. They don't kind of identify what type of creature he is until later. So
yeah.
yeah.
But
But
it
either way,
looks-
yeah, it was a fun one. So yeah, we had a lot of things drop, a lot of trailers drop this week.
Oh, right.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
so many, so
Some
much stuff.
crazy stuff.
It was that one day. We were like
Yeah.
texting Brent
Yeah.
and he was at
When
work.
Brent-
I was
when
at-
Brent's
I was
really busy at
working.
work. That's when
Yeah.
trailers drop.
Yeah.
I was trying to convince him to leave and just like go home
Yeah.
and do a reaction. But
Uh-huh. I actually was going to say, if you want to, let's play the trailer because
I was
wanna
actually waiting to watch
which
them all
one?
day because I thought
Oh,
when
yeah?
you got home that we were going to do reactions.
really?
And then you just
I
sent
was
text
too.
like,
I was
"Oh,
exhausted.
This one was good. That one was good." I'm like,
Yeah.
wait a minute. I was waiting all
No,
week.
I-
I was waiting all
No,
day.
and
Well, Indiana
Man.
Jones, I couldn't hold on to, and then I
he
did
watched
wait
them
for
on
the
the
other ones later.
phone.
Huh?
You believe that, guys? Brent
Yeah,
watched them on his phone.
Indiana Jones. I had to get it out of my system. It was so
It
crazy.
so
looked
which
what
trailer-
I expected for Indiana Jones. It's like, well, kind of looks like what I thought it was going to be. Like,
Yeah.
there was nothing surprising in there. It just kind of looked like I know it's not recycled shots,
Right.
but like seems pretty like Indiana
You know
Jones.
what? It hit the notes of like the theme song, but a
Yeah.
version of
Mhm.
it.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
they
Yeah.
all do,
So we
right?
just
Yeah.
gotta hope
Oh,
that
yeah.
like the story
Yeah.
is good and
Yeah.
has nothing to do with.
They did some like deep fake young like de-aging
Yeah.
on him.
Yeah,
You know,
they
it's
need to
pretty
stop
cool.
with that.
But Did you guys
No,
notice
they
him
don't.
on the?
I thought it was great.
Did you guys notice him on the horse? That
Was
face.
probably
Like, oh my
unfinished.
I
god, it
did.
looked
That was
so fake.
jarring.
Well,
That
it was
Yeah.
was really weird.
Like
It's
jarring.
it's
Like-
unfinished CGI. I mean,
Yeah.
simple as that.
It's
You
like
know,
don't show it in a trailer. That was
Yeah.
like, huh?
Yeah, I mean, if you could spot it that quick.
Immediately.
See, you watched it on your
Immediately,
phone,
like,
Brent, so
stands
you
out.
didn't spot it.
I did not know.
Yeah.
But either way, I was going to say, do you want to jump into talk about Transformers trailer first?
Yeah, that looked dope.
Okay,
That one I
so-
didn't watch. So why don't we just
Oh, you didn't?
bring it up?
Okay.
and
That
just
one
talk
All
looks
right.
over
so
it?
cool.
So
I'm not
gonna
really a
probably-
Transformers person. Never
Yeah.
was. They
Yeah.
were too expensive when I was a kid
right.
for a toy.
Yeah.
I never watched them. I thought they were cool. I always wanted one.
Yeah,
But,
I was the same way. They were too expensive as toys. They were the most expensive of all, like between He-Man and Star Wars, Transformers for the actual die cast.
Yeah.
I had some friends who were, had a bit of, who were a little richer than we were.
Richer?
Yeah, and they were able to get all the
Bastards.
Transformers, but they had some, when they started getting to the big ones. And
I know
it
my
was so
cousins
cool.
had them all, man. My
Oh,
cousins
really?
had like all the original. Like I remember
Uh-huh.
them having the gun, the Megatron, and like
Yeah. Well, I was going to say, let's check out this trailer and kind of react to it a little bit if we want to react to it in the middle of this. Oops, a bit loud.
It was all a dream.
I was like, I'm going to turn this volume down just a little bit.
It's that guy from Hamilton.
What's that? Oh, really?
so. This is what the 7th, 6th?
I don't know. I've lost count. I don't even know if it's even connected to the other ones at all.
I feel like it's
Okay.
the Bumblebee universe, right?
It could
I
be.
like to think it is. It sounds
Where
like it.
Transformers look like Transformers and not.
Well, they
It's
look
a little
like
too
this
much.
is all the Beast Wars now.
Oh,
I never got into the Beast Wars.
Optimus looks
But
so cool.
this is Prime from the old school. This is Generation 1 Prime design. Based on. See? Like, I love that design of Generation 1
yes,
Prime.
yes. This all.
Bumblebee's not. Yeah.
Oh, look at
Some-
Jazz!
Yeah, there's Jazz, yeah. Jazz was always the silver.
Jazz
silver-
dies in the first one, so that's why I'm thinking
Yeah,
of
that, yeah.
Bumblebee universe.
Yeah,
Soft reboot.
yeah. It feels like it. Jazz was always the coolest, other character.
Oh, he was the
What?
coolest. He was
Yeah, he was. Yeah. But yeah, I never got into the Beast Wars. It was just never my thing.
Yeah, this looks fine without the.
Oh, look
But
at
RC is so good.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, RC looks amazing. Like, I always loved her. She only appeared from the movie onwards.
She
I
was
know.
she was in the movie real
Prime.
quick and she
Yeah.
died.
I couldn't tell you any of the names of the Beast Wars themselves.
Wait, you never watched it?
I couldn't get into the Beast
I know,
Transformers.
you've said that like twice already.
Yeah,
Brent.
I know. But that's why I said, shut up. But I don't know what their names are, any of them. I thought the gorilla was supposed to have Optimus Prime retransformed into a new
Yeah,
into an
I
animal
thought he
form.
was too. Because I kind of half watched it.
Right. But, yeah. RC does look
Just
cool, though.
like it.
Yeah. This is the weird thing, of course. When he transforms, I guess he is pretty close to the right scale that he should be.
Yeah, like bigger. That's what another.
Yeah.
Like how,
bigger, much bigger than it should be if it was actually going to transform.
Right. Yeah.
Like how
Some of
RC
those
has,
look great,
Yeah.
but like I said, I was never a big Transformers.
I like how
Yeah.
RC has the kibble on the back. Like
Right.
kibble's the term you use for all the stuff that they kind of hide in the back of the
Oop.
Transformer.
Right.
But
Yeah.
I like how her wheels are like that. Man, she looks just like the cartoon. It's awesome. She had like sunglasses.
Yeah.
RC was like the Chitara of the Star of
Yeah, she
Clone.
was.
She was
yeah.
like the hot one.
Yeah. No, I agree.
I like
yeah.
The hot
Yeah.
bot.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Each
The fact
cartoon
was
had like the hottie.
she was
who
the
kind of,
first female bot
Actually
too.
awakened you when you were a child.
But she was the first female Autobot, though, or Transformer.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why she was like the hot one from.
Hey, sucked. How's it going?
Beasties?
Beasties was called Beasties back in the 90s.
Beastie Boys?
Really, Transformers were making yeah. Yeah, I again, it's like I never got into the animal, and this is kind of cool, interesting. I'm curious as to why.
Wait, you were never into it?
Shut up.
You're the one who keeps bringing it.
Yes, but where I'm going with it is like I'm curious to, from my understanding, as I said, it's like Optimus Prime was transformed for some purpose into the animal, and so all the Transformers themselves, both the Decepticons and the Autobots. So I'm curious whether this film is going to keep them separate entities all the way through, or whether they're going to
about that.
or whether they're going to merge consciousnesses
Yeah.
to the animal.
Well,
forms
apparently
from
it's
there on.
not. It's not Optimus Prime.
Oh, that's obviously that is
Yeah.
not, because it's two separate forms.
Well, because
but-
even the original, I think it
Oh,
was like
really?
a whole different person. That's what I heard
Okay,
correctly from someone who watched it.
gotcha.
Because
okay.
that's what I thought the whole time.
Right.
Because they call him Optimus Primal, but Optimus
Yeah,
is
yes,
a
that's it.
title in
Primal?
Transformers lore.
Oh, okay.
So he's Optimus Prime.
Right.
Yeah, it was just
Yeah,
and you
yeah.
know when they do when they redo another like IP, you kind of want something to connect to. So
Right.
they
for
have
sure.
each character represent like an entity that you recognize or
Yeah.
that any Transformers fan would recognize.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the Autobots were all mammals and like the
Decepticons were
and the
all
Decepticons were like
birds.
predators, no
predators, that's it.
dinosaurs and predators
it,
and stuff.
yeah.
But I think it's all mixed up. Like
Yeah.
I kind of half watched it. It was on when I was young, but I think I was just a little too old for
very,
it.
very, very early CG animation for cartoon days, as well.
Yeah, this is like
Some-
around
some-
like post reboot.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah. It was, wasn't it? Yeah.
Actually, one that a lot of people don't talk about. One of the first CG series that
Animation.
only had a pilot
Yeah.
was the Crash Test Dummies cartoon.
Oh, really?
Oh,
They
I
only
didn't
did
know
one
I remember
pilot,
that.
Oh, I didn't know that.
but I was really into those toys, and I was when I
That's
was a
cool.
kid.
That's cool.
It kind of promoted crashing your car.
Breaking apart. Yeah.
Oh, really?
After like,
weird.
Wow.
The show, they were just the Crash Test Dummies.
I mean, it
never-
started off as an
I
ad.
never saw that. I didn't even know
It
that
started off as
existed.
an ad, like just a
Yeah.
public service announcement type of ad.
I remember
like,
I remember that.
Whatever,
Yeah.
like,
And they turned it
Test
into
Dummies.
toys.
and then it
it was like
became
an
like a
IP.
separate thing. I think
Wow.
maybe someone just picked up on the name and used, rebranded it for a cartoon.
We got
and
to
toys.
think about like the 90s and like the toy industry, just like
Right,
anything they
yeah.
could get.
Couch
Right.
Potato, and they started making Couch
Yeah.
Potato like
hmm
toys.
There was a Sea Monkeys show on like
yeah.
Saturday morning cartoons. Like
Okay.
they were trying anything
anything they can get.
that like
Mhm.
it's like just do what Garfield's doing. Holy crap!
Yeah.
You got that Garfield money. So they're gonna
They didn't have the
make
internet
Yeah.
back then, so they
So-
just had to use if
Mhm.
they heard about it, their kids talking about it. Oh, well, that's
Yeah.
make it. let's
Their
make that.
window was Saturday mornings and then after school.
Yeah.
Like those when they target like all of these shows.
Hypnotize
Yeah.
children into like buying fruit by the foot.
Jumping back to Transformers for a bit. I mean I didn't mind the first one by Michael Bay. Like it wasn't like it was bad, but it wasn't like it still had some of the heart that was originally there. And after that, I lost interest.
And Megan Fox.
And then and then I saw Bumblebee on Blu-ray, and I was like,
I liked that.
I liked the first 15, 20 minutes when they were dealing with old Cybertron and all this sort of stuff. It was very Generation 1 Transformers, but the story was okay, but it lacked.
It was
some-
the best out of all of them.
It was the better out of
and it had
all
like
of them.
the
but-
one. It had
yeah.
like the one person who wasn't annoying.
Yeah,
And, like
well,
Shia LaBeouf in the first ones,
Yeah.
and then you had like
But-
Mark Wahlberg.
but the bad
in
guys in that
the
film were
next ones.
not great. They were pretty
It was
weak.
John Cena.
Yeah, it was a bit stupid and over the top, but that was just for me. That was just
Yeah.
me not.
But
enjoying
if they
their
were
bad
going to
guys.
continue any continuity out of
Yeah.
all the movies, I'm
Yeah.
glad they're doing the Bumblebee one because aesthetically
Yeah.
alone,
Yeah.
like I thought it was great. It's just
Yeah.
that Battle of Cybertron.
That was so cool.
Holy
Yeah.
crap! That's the best 15 minutes of Transformers in Transformer
Yeah.
movie history.
Yeah. So ultimately, I mean, I'm curious to see this on the big screen. I might go back to the theaters to see this Transformers. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. It comes out next year sometime. So I don't know. Either way,
You've got the touch.
yeah, nothing beats the animated Transformers.
A funny thing, little
Hey,
connection.
Anchorman.
There's a connection of Mark Wahlberg. He sings that song in Boogie Nights,
Oh, really?
and
Okay.
then he ended up being Cade Yeager
Yeah.
in Transformers. Do you think that was a reference? Do you think like they were
don't
like,
know.
well, he sings that song in Boogie
I
Nights. I know he did
in the
hate
commentary
crimes.
in the commentary the director explains the
Yeah.
connection. I'm forgetting it.
Okay.
It's
I
like,
think
I
it
know.
was just something they had it was cheap and they had the rights to, so they used
Yeah.
that.
Right. Yeah.
I know he did hate crimes and he's a horrible person, but we should have him hold the franchise.
That's I did like the idea with where the military in the first Transformers was kind of they were competent back then. Then they got less competent as they developed the
Well,
bad guys in their
What
Transformers
I found
series.
them struggle with, like especially with the first ones, was just trying to integrate the lore into Earth's history.
Yeah, correct.
Like that was like the theme of everything, because like they
Yeah.
kind of implied that they've always been around,
Right.
but then each new movie you find out that they fought in World War II.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god, they were in prehistoric times.
Yeah. Well, this
Like,
sounds
that
like
was
they've
like
been there for a very long time in the jungles
Yeah.
now. So it's like,
I think
okay,
that is I mean, because of
Yeah.
Beast Wars, that is like part of the lore anyways.
right.
But
No, yeah.
but then Transformers, I always saw, wasn't like really appreciating of the original Transformers lore.
Generation
It was
one.
just-
Mhm.
It was just more of a
Yeah.
showcase of what
Yeah.
our CG can do these days.
It-
That's
it-
the main
Yeah.
purpose of Transformers movies. That's what I saw.
Yeah, the biggest thing for me about the original Generation 1 animated show was the fact that characters like Spike and Bumblebee, the father and son duo, had just pure heart. They were the connective tissue to teaching the Transformers how to exist on Earth. And in their very basic animation form.
Yeah,
So
and they kind of just
they
brush
became-
over that in the beginning.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah,
Like,
yeah. And it's like they lost the heart of what that's all about.
the heart of Transformers it's a huge commercial for toys.
Well, obviously,
That's what
but
Transformers
they
is at
were
heart.
able to develop in the animated show a heart to certain characters, but it came from the Earthbound characters, and I didn't, the characters lost that heart as they moved on with the series.
Yeah,
with
that's
the different
it's
shows.
not, the Transformers were never story strong at all.
of
Like
course
none
not.
of the
No.
movies were.
No, no.
It was just
But now that we're kind of looking closer to the original Transformers, for me, I'm kind of piqued up my interest a little bit. I mean, we've got Optimus Prime in his original design truck form. I mean, we've got Jazz, who looks like Jazz.
I like that. I like
Yeah,
that they just
yeah.
didn't even explain it. Like on
Yeah.
Cybertron, he just looks like that. He's not referencing the truck in like the Bumblebee movie. They all like
No, they all had a version that was different that you actually saw some of there was different changes from that film. that
no, I'm
weren't
talking about
exactly
the Bumblebee movie.
Correct. Yeah, that's what
Like
I'm talking
on
about.
Cybertron,
Yeah.
he just looks like Optimus Prime already on Cybertron. Like,
He
he
looks
didn't
like
even go to Earth yet.
though Optimus Prime I thought transforms slightly differently than the actual vehicle itself form.
No, I'm just talking about the beginning of Bumblebee.
Yes, I am too.
They look like the originals.
Well, they had the design of the ships. The original animated design was a pyramid type, pointy, three-pointed starship of what they were when they transformed into as an actual vehicle. And Prime's underbelly was different slightly than did Prime ever transform on that? And he definitely
No, but he
transformed
just
as a
looked
vehicle.
like he could transform into a truck when you
Oh
see him.
right, yeah,
Like
but
he just looks like he has
I
the
think the
windows
idea
on
is-
his chest. And
yeah, but I
stuff
think the
already.
idea is that they didn't have certain elements. Anyway, it's been a while since I've seen it.
Well, in the
I thought it would
first
change.
movie Transformers with Shia LaBeouf,
Yeah.
they come down and they look like their original Cybertron selves, but you barely
Right.
see them. You see
Yeah.
like a foot.
Yeah.
But then
Yeah.
that's when they scan a truck
Scan the
and then
truck,
turn
yeah.
into
Exactly.
things.
Correct.
But
yes.
like they
which
kind
is
of
correct.
a soft reboot of like the Bumblebee movie.
Yeah.
On Cybertron, they all look like they could transform into their Earth versions
Hmm.
already, just being on the planet,
Right.
which I like.
Yeah.
That's what I'm down for. They don't need to explain everything. I feel like that's what I liked about the first one is like they tried to integrate it into reality a lot, but then like, with the, just the way they kind of, just like kind of establish the lore of the Transformers and stuff.
Right.
But
Yeah.
then like they just let go of all that. And then it's like, just make it like a close to the cartoon as possible
Right.
with Bumblebee. And that
Yeah.
was dope.
Yeah. Anyway, any other thoughts on Transformers, or we'll move on?
I'm stoked. I want to see RC.
Yeah. I want to see.
Trailer
RC
was
too.
enough for me. I haven't seen it all,
Fair enough.
so trailers explain explains enough.
Fair
about
enough.
movies.
Fair enough.
So I'm done.
Fair enough.
My Transformers watching is done.
So they also dropped the Guardians of the Galaxy 3 trailer.
Yeah.
And let's check this one out again. Kind of talk through it a bit.
I like how they're just working their ways through eras of music. And now
Yeah, they
it's
are, yeah.
the late
Yeah.
90s with Space Hog.
Right. Yeah. Now this is a complete brand new retro version of their ship.
The suits. The suits look like the original too, huh? The
Yeah.
comic.
Yeah. This I pissed myself laughing.
On that Animal Planet.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
It's probably
It
a
looks-
song from his Zune.
probably. Yeah. They definitely look like they're going to focus on Rocket's little background there.
Little Kubrick-y with the 2001. Their spacesuits.
Among Us.
Yeah. That was Quill that she was holding there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Look at that.
So that's cool
fleshy,
visuals.
gross Cronenberg kind of planet.
Yeah. Looks like they're back in a prison again. A prison of some sort.
We'll all fly away together.
This,
One last time. Into the forever
now that's the bad guy, isn't it? The villain.
sky.
I'm not
Yeah,
sure
from
about-
Peacemaker.
Okay. And there's
Oh,
I
look
guess
at-
Adam Warlock, right?
Yeah.
That's kind of crazy.
The guy who plays Adam Warlock, man, that's a huge glow up, huh?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, sure.
Kill anyone who gets in our way. No, not kill anyone. Kill no people. Kill one guy, one stupid guy who no one loves.
Because yeah, he went from looking like Sid from Toy Story to like total
Right.
hunk now. He's like a golden god.
Oh really? See, I don't know what he looked like
Just
beforehand.
one of those guys that
Don't know his
like
skin.
they dress him in the right way and like just
He's
Like,
he was in the Bandersnatch. Did you see that Black Mirror?
I did not
the
see that
choose your
one.
own adventure kind of.
I actually did. That was the one I didn't see actually.
It's kind of
Oh.
really cool idea
Yeah.
that you can
Okay.
like manipulate.
Yeah, but then you just
storyline.
find yourself just trying all the different ones.
Yeah,
and
looping.
you
I mean, but
Right.
still, I mean, like
Yeah.
it that the idea works. I mean, it's the same thing with the
Yeah.
book. Like
yeah, the
you're
idea
not going to
works
extend
once.
what the book is written.
They haven't
Yeah.
been able to do it again.
Well,
in
they
a
did.
more
Well-
meaningful way, really. You know?
I don't know. I enjoyed the Batman animated film they did.
Oh
when
yeah, they did it then.
Yeah,
That's right.
that was pretty good. Yeah.
That's pretty cool. That one and that was a cool reference because we had to vote for like
Oh,
Robin to
He
die.
was also going to be Pennywise apparently. I didn't know he was.
So they gave it to Sarsgaard.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
But he was
Skarsgård,
also in like what's that one movie with Jason Sudeikis and Jennifer Aniston?
No,
Meet the Millers.
I haven't seen it.
That was like the first thing I remember of him.
Okay.
Okay.
I know very little of Adam Warlock, the character itself, so I don't know. I mean, you know.
He was the key to defeat Thanos
Oh,
in like
really?
the original Infinity
Wow.
Gauntlet. Oh, we need an actor. We need
Yeah,
Max.
we can. Yeah.
He sources all of my stuff.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, we'll get the lowdown from Max next week then, for sure.
But yeah, I think looks very emotional,
yeah.
right?
Looks like they're
guess
definitely
they all-
tying it to an end, as James has said.
Which makes it even more emotional because, like,
Yeah.
you know, that it's not like any of the other Guardians of the Galaxies are lacking of emotion. They
Yeah.
are super emotional, every one of them.
Right.
But this
Yeah.
one especially, and I
Yeah.
think it's like a lot of focus on Rocket's origins, right?
Yeah, which is
Just
cool.
that
Yeah.
main bad guy could be the guy who made him.
I'm your daddy.
Yeah, right.
Never thought about that. I don't know what there's a female otter with Groot. I guess it's an otter. I don't
what?
know. It
An
looked like
otter?
the female
Oh,
otter.
the
Otter
otter.
that's hugging him.
I don't know what who that character is. So
Yeah, they referenced they're in the comic.
Okay.
It's kind of like I think it's like the same scientist who made Rocket.
okay,
The
right.
purple otter
that's what
from
I
Otter
gathered.
Pops.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
if Max were here, he could tell us. But
I know, right?
Yep, there you go. But yeah, I mean, looks fun. We get the conclusion next year, and
I'm excited to see what the soundtrack will be like. We had Space Hog.
Yeah. Yeah,
Remember that song? Was that 1999? Like right in the Millennium. It was part of that whole.
Oh, really?
Remember Elijah? You remember?
Yeah. Yeah. I could see a Bjork song on this track. I could see one creeping in there.
What song? What
Both.
Bjork song would you want to see in the Guardians?
I don't know. I'm just
like a
feeling that one.
popular one.
It would be like Army of Me or something that would most likely be in there.
Oh, that'd be cool. I mean, how many movies is that song in?
I know it's the most. I mean, I'm sure like he would choose a different song, but like
Yeah.
I could see that one fitting in. I mean, if not, then there's like Alarm Call and like those are a little bit more like. I think I'm using one of those.
I mean, you could go heavy emotional too, right?
Yeah. I mean, I know James has got his hands full now with the DC universe, but I mean, I thoroughly enjoyed the Guardians holiday special. I'd love every couple of years if you just pop them together. And I mean, I know that David Bautista's kind of said that he doesn't want to do the makeup thing again and the workout physical stuff. But
I just remember he was so grateful for his first role as Drax.
Oh yeah,
He's, like on board 100%.
Yeah. Well,
But
just I mean, think
now
back. I mean, everybody at Disney were like, "Why are you picking Peter Quill from what's the actor?"
Chris Pratt.
Chris Pratt. Thank you. Yeah, why are you picking Chris Pratt? He's overweight. He doesn't look like a hero, and all this sort of stuff. And
James got personal trainers to shape him up and whatever.
That's it. Yeah.
He saw potential in him.
Yeah,
and
he
then
saw potential. Yeah.
Whatever.
He became the what? What?
I mean, it's the same thing. They've been doing it like Tom Cruise. They change out his teeth and like.
Good question.
They just fix him up. They're like, we'll mold you. We'll make you fit this. We'll make you fit in this pig.
Yeah. Will Rocket die for love? Well, that depends. Die for love as in romantically, or die for love of the team?
He's gonna He's gonna fall in love with that otter.
He's gonna fall in love with the otter.
This will be his full arc. Up until like the second one, he's always kind of been like one foot out the door, not fully embracing family.
Yeah.
And kind of just always been an outcast.
Yeah.
And so like
I think they're all outcasts, but
well, yeah. But that's like his main. Yeah, they're all outcasts. So especially Rocket, where he doesn't even have a species to belong to.
Yeah.
And I think that once he figures out, it's a good arc. It's gonna be a good arc for him.
Yeah.
I'm already getting sad about it.
I'm curious to see how they're going to deal with Gamora's connection to the last movie, of all this. I assume she's just not going to be romantically involved with Quill at this point.
No, because there's a huge reset from like the first
that's it. Yeah.
Guardians, huh?
But I'm just saying, like, I don't know if it's going to even be pursued. I mean,
I think she's
unless it's from Quill himself. Quill might try to do it.
I heard she's like leader of the Ravagers at this point.
Oh, really? Oh, interesting.
That's just what I heard.
Okay.
Which would be a good, character, since Thanos is gone.
I think James
with her skill set.
Yeah, I think James had tweeted that he's also going to be bringing back Sylvester Stallone as well as the leader of the Ravagers.
Oh, yeah.
I believe that'll have a.
Weren't they slated for like a show based on his character? Or
they were trying to, I think, at one point in time. That might have changed now. I mean, again, James's priorities have changed and shifted, being head of DC and everything. So
right.
I'm excited to see what he does with that.
I've
liked everything that he's done for DC so far.
Here's the thing. So far, like, at least a couple of times a week, he's tweeted something in a positive note about what he's doing at DC, keeping this element of balance about mix. I mean, he has always kept a mix between what people are rumored and spreading BS and what is and what is not.
He just did a post with the image from. Now I'm going blank. What's the name of the book?
Blue Beetle? No.
No. Kingdom Come.
Oh, Kingdom Come.
He used the image of Kingdom Come. He's like working on something soon.
Okay.
And that was like the main image of like the older Superman, like standing in front of the big.
Oh, interesting.
Cool. Nice.
See, that's
that'd be awesome.
Hold on, let me grab it.
James is the right spokesperson to be in charge of something like DC.
I think he posted this.
Oh, really? Okay.
So this older.
Cool. Oh, okay.
In this story, he's like the
original
Superman who's been through like everything.
Yeah.
Age to like Kryptonian on Earth, he's outlived everybody, kind of
that
like
Salt and Pepper, the Reed Richards.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So I don't know if he's going off this or they're just going for that in that storyline or whatever.
Pretty much, that's the Brandon Roth Superman in like the that series, right?
Right. Well,
They
yeah.
modeled
Right.
Brandon Roth after
Well,
that,
after
right, Brent?
Christopher Reeves or whatever.
I'm
that would have
asking
been.
you, Brent.
Sorry, the
In when they
Brandon
did
Roth.
like the what was that serial?
The WB stuff.
Yeah, the WE stuff. Yeah, they totally based him. Although they,
CW.
CW.
yeah, CW. So yeah, he wasn't the exact same line of, but they kept the actual
They-
Superman suit from that line.
Yeah,
Yes.
but then he had that gray hair too. I think they're
Yes, yeah.
basing him on
Oh,
the
yeah,
Kingdom
yeah.
Come Superman because like he was supposed to be the continuity of the Christopher Reeves, right?
Right. Yes. Yeah.
Ugh.
Oh, you got your fur baby. I got my flesh dog.
The baby is awake.
Almost as much hair on his head. Look all that hairy head he's got.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I'm curious to see what James does with
This is his forte.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah,
always
yeah.
done like comic book kind of superhero stories,
yeah.
and it's nice to see him kind of just click into place on like something where he should naturally be.
Correct. I agree.
And I've
that's-
liked everything that he's
yeah.
done for the DC universe, and I think like
Yeah.
he's expanded that, connected that universe more with like a show and a movie
Yes.
Sure.
than like
He's improved.
all of the films
Yeah.
have done so far.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
And
the
I
one
think
thing.
that's a great direction for DC.
Yeah.
Like I want him to just pick up the Zack Snyder stuff and just run with that. You know, I want that stuff to continue,
Yeah. I mean,
just
again,
under his like tutelage. You know,
Just-
and I think
I
he
mean-
could do that. I think he got the
Yeah.
skill to do that.
Well, I mean, James literally posted, I think, the same day that all the trailers dropped, or actually it was the day after, he posted the Blue Beetle poster, which is cool. I mean, it
That looks
basically-
very like Wakanda, like
Yeah.
right?
to
like
a
the aesthetics.
certain degree, but I mean, we saw some images of the Blue Beetle in costume and everything.
I'm
sometime.
just saying, like
Yeah.
that line work.
Oh, right,
It looks
yeah,
just
yeah.
like Wakanda
Yeah.
tech.
Yeah, a little bit, I
The
guess.
color scheme. I
Alien
mean,
tech.
like, yeah, it works.
Yeah.
Just those lines, you know, the
Yeah.
silver lines. It's got that same aesthetic.
I'm
Yeah.
really hoping they make in this Blue Beetle that they can bring in the question somehow. I mean, because
Elijah's always
You know the question.
I-
What's
stop
the
until the
want them-
question is on the big screen.
I want them in there, and I mean, like, it's a lead-in because you know
Uh-huh.
they were like the Blue Beetle was like one of the Charlton characters that also was. The Question made his first appearance in one of the Blue Beetle comics.
Mhm. Right.
So it would be nice if they would bring that character in. I could
Yeah.
see him working.
Yeah. No, I'm.
Well, we know that there's a Batmite in this universe,
Yes.
Right.
So
so I think that's not out of the question.
This was the. Hang on. What was the? This is the other thing. James Gunn. This is one of the things I was referring
cool.
to. Is James said, you know, is you and the question was asked to him: Are you and your partner planning on giving DC characters TV shows that will add story to the DCU? And then James said, yes, most definitely. The DCU will be connected across film, television, and animation. So he's doing the form and the format that was done for the MCU, where they're going to cross those layers.
See, when that's what's good about the DC universe. It's like when in doubt, multiverse.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's it. Yeah, yeah. Who?
Yeah, so, like,
and
even-
so what? That's being done in Marvel. It was being done in the comics millennia
Way
before
before
that.
that,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Well, not millennia, but it's been done before. It's like go with what works, and I think that's the right thing to do. Animation crossed over with TV, crossed over with, and that's what the. I mean, you know, I know you trashed the CW stuff, but that's what the CW stuff was trying to do.
I'm
It
not
was trying to-
trashing it. I
Oh,
just,
but
it's
but
not
it
for me.
was trying to branch that element that it could exist, and it does exist in the same universe as the feature film.
No, I remember
So-
I was following that stuff. Like they
Yeah.
even incorporated like the, you know, it was every universe, even like the
Yeah.
Michael Keaton
multiverse.
Batman universe
Yep.
was incorporated somehow
Yeah,
by getting
yeah.
that one dude,
Yeah, and
the news reporter,
yeah, as well as the Batman,
And
oh, Knox,
Adam West,
Batman,
too.
which was great.
the reporter,
Yeah,
Knox.
Knox. That's it. Yeah, they brought Knox in for that scene. Yes,
That is peak intertextuality.
correct.
Which is
exactly,
what is
yeah.
running rampant in a lot of pop culture these days,
Oh, absolutely.
because you know it's just the age of it right now.
Yeah, yeah.
And,
I
are
totally-
we exhausted from that yet? I think it just needs to be done right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Because
just do it
everyone
right.
could do it, but like if you
No
could do
force.
it right,
Yeah.
and a lot of there's been a lot of situations where it's flopped, and I think with someone like James Gunn
Yep.
at the wheel, I think it could be done well.
Yeah. No, completely.
Because there's a
I
lot of
agree.
attempts and there's a lot of failures, and then
Yeah.
but you just gotta, I don't know, you just gotta do it right.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I'll jump on. Before we jump into the Indiana Jones and Willow episodes that we watched this week, I was going to jump through some of the other things. Everything Everywhere All at Once has been winning like awards, like Gotham Awards. Ki Hu Kwan, who played Short Round and Data from Indiana Jones and Goonies, and he was in, of course, Everything Everywhere All at Once. Won Best Supporting Actor.
What are the
for
Gotham
film.
Awards?
I have no idea exactly.
There's so many awards.
There's
Yeah,
awards
there
everywhere. It's
is,
award
there is.
season 2 where
But-
There's been like
Yeah.
5 different awards,
Yeah.
awards this year that I've
Yeah.
never heard of.
Yeah, no, but at the same time,
The
Jeff
Oscars. What the hell are those? Just kidding.
Jeff B. Cohen, who was also one of the Goonies actors, played Chunk. He puts out another note saying that not just did Key go on and win the that award, he won the New York Critics Award for Best Supporting Actor too.
Awesome.
So it's really kind of cool that Ki Kwan, after all these years, who hasn't been in
know.
anything major, has made a
I
massive
think everybody's
comeback.
been wanting Short Round to come back, right?
Yeah.
We've all wanted it. I wanted
Yeah.
to see him in everything. I wanted to
Yeah,
see
yeah.
Crystal Skull. I wanted just a hand to reach out and grab
Uh-huh.
Indiana Jones. Like, I got you, Dr. Jones.
Well, it was the
But that
rise
didn't
of
happen.
Yeah.
Asians in cinema
Yeah,
that
yeah.
kind of allowed him to
My dog's a min pin.
come back.
Miniature pincher.
Miniature pincher. But yeah, so I'm just it's kind of stoked that he's actually getting noticed and recognized, like after not being in the industry for all this time. But he's just a likable actor. I mean,
Everybody's liked him. He's Short Round. Like,
yeah,
how can
that's
you
it.
not like-
Yeah,
how can you not like
or
Short Round and
Data,
Data?
like Data. Yeah, just
Yeah.
like he's cool. He's energetic and enthusiastic, and obviously with age he hasn't lost any of that. He seems to
No.
be just as energetic. It's great. Yeah.
Let's keep missing. He was in Encino Man.
Encino Man.
He
I mean,
was?
the short scene. Yes.
Oh,
We-
God, it's
He
been
was
a while.
he was the
Over
president of the computer club.
I
Oh,
think we need to
God.
make Brent watch Encino Man again.
I get. Yeah, it's been a year, years, a long time. Anyway.
Oops.
Um.
My Alexa is programmed to respond to computer.
Okay. Oh, really?
No, computer, no. I did it because of Batman.
That's
he-
funny. That's funny.
instead of saying
Oracle.
Wait.
But
If I say computer really loud, will it actually echo? Wait.
No, you're on the headphone.
Oh, yeah, on the headphone, of course.
you know, you just scream in my ear.
Damn it.
No, I did it like Batman animated series. He's like,
Right, for sure. Computer. Yeah.
stop. No, computer, no.
So, the other thing that popped up this week was Ryan Johnson was asked the question of Glass Onion. It's going to be returned to, or he wants to push it to return to the theaters, and he wants a longer push for the Netflix.
Wants that
sequel.
money.
Well,
Need
no,
that money.
More
it did-
money.
It did very well. I mean, I think
Yeah,
in
and
the
he
short
wants more.
no, but it's not just him. It was like it did very well within box office standards of the amount. It was limited release for 1 week only, but I enjoyed the film. I saw it, and
He wants that
This
money.
but he is pushing for
Are
the
you
sequel to have a long
disagreeing?
release.
You don't think he wants it?
I think he wants the money, but the money mostly is going to go to Netflix anyway. But it's
No, I mean,
interesting that
it goes to
And the
direct
views and the money
theaters,
and the
baby,
dollars and
money.
yeah.
the awards.
He's above the line, dude.
Yeah.
If it sells more tickets, he gets more
Yeah.
money.
Yeah, but I'm kind of I wanted to have a longer run because it was worth seeing on the big screen. It was a fun movie if you get the chance to see it. Definitely. Yeah, that was it. I'd read that it made $15 million, which doesn't seem like a lot, but in the very limited release of 1 week only, that was actually extremely well.
Nice,
and
nice
did well.
picture, Alan. Oh man, the
Right.
leprechaun picture on his.
Oh really?
His
And did you guys see this? They dropped the first image for Into the Spider-Verse, separate from the trailer.
they got strong butts, dude. They're clenching.
Yeah, they
hard.
clench
Yeah,
it
it
with their
feels like
spider
that
web.
should be upside down. Like they that photo should be flipped.
Uh-huh.
But
I'm so hyped for this film, and we
That's
are
the point. That's the aesthetic,
oh,
Elijah.
for sure.
Yeah, I know.
They did that on
Yeah,
purpose.
of course, yeah. But we're also expecting a new trailer on December 13th. So if
Nice.
nobody's working that day, we get the chance, we'll definitely do a reaction to that trailer.
So based on that
should-
picture, you know, in like Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, he has those barbs on his fingers.
Right.
That means it's on their butt cheeks too. On that picture.
Oh,
dude.
It's like
the
The little
fibers.
barbs on his.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're-
yeah.
That means it's
yeah.
on their butt.
their butts
Yeah.
are
Their
squeezed.
butts are clinging to the.
Yeah,
Well-
dude. I can't.
Or
Not.
they just have the sticky. It's just stick. It just. Boop.
Well, okay. I guess it is, yes. But still,
Yeah, because their hands aren't there.
I love that first one. I thought it's probably my most favorite animated film of all time for me personally. It's up there with How to Train Your Dragon. It's it had so much heart. It was great. But I'm excited to see a new trailer drop later this month.
It ushered in a new style of CG that we've
Oh
been
yeah.
waiting for. You
And
know
there's
what?
such a diverse, and there's supposed
yeah,
to be different.
animation.
I
Animation
did read
style.
there is about, I think they said there's something between 15 or 16, it might be more than that, different styles of animation, since they're going to jump from different
Well,
verses.
they better. It's the
Yeah.
Spider Verse.
Yeah.
But
So-
yeah, it's so cool. I like
Yeah.
that. I think DreamWorks is starting to pick that up. I think Disney's
DreamWorks?
afraid to do that. Yeah, with Puss in Boots. I'm talking about
okay.
like the style of animation.
No, I know. I just didn't
like that
realize. I was trying to think
painterly-
of what was actually out from DreamWorks. Oh yeah, I forgot Puss in Boots. Yeah.
Yeah, like that painterly look, which Disney pioneered in
Yeah.
the short Paperman,
Yeah.
and they started that whole like kind of painterly look in CG, and then like I think Spider Verse just ran with it, and they kind of put it on steroids, and now it's like a new standard. But I think Disney's afraid to do that fully, like commit to that style for a whole movie, because they have such a specific look and IP that they got to stick to.
I
I
can see
guess.
that.
Yeah. I
It's
guess.
based on like animators in Disney saying that.
Right.
I saw it on the Corridor. Last week's Corridor Reacts, they talk about it. And yeah, I think it's awesome and
Yeah.
it's exciting.
Yeah. So, jumping into a little bit of Star Wars news, somebody was at Lucasfilm, took a photograph. Daisy Ridley was back at Lucasfilm this week, apparently, having, well, she claims it was just,
Where's my money?
where is my money? It's I
Collecting on a
doubt it.
paycheck. She's like, I've been waiting for
Set
this
for
paycheck.
life.
The return of
Trilogy.
Bob Iger and this lot of information coming out from Lucasfilm that the feature films are starting to go back into production again, that they're moving from the TV verse and are prepared to jump back to the feature film universe. We're still a few years away from the first film coming out again.
Is
Right.
this the Taika Waititi film?
No, I don't know if that's even in the works still.
It seems like they can make them quicker now. Like if they could want to do a Star Wars movie, they could make it.
They could.
No, they
but
shouldn't.
They
though.
shouldn't. Yeah, they
I'm
shouldn't.
saying that
That was the
it feels like
mistake
they-
of the last.
That was the mistake. Yeah.
Return of Sky or whatever Skywalker Returns, whatever.
Rise of Skywalker.
Rise of
The-
Skywalker. They
yeah.
fast tracked that, and we
Correct.
saw the results, and it was horrible.
Yeah.
The fact that she's meeting right now is a
Yeah.
good step for Star Wars if they're planning this
Yeah.
from now. That
Especially-
they're giving their time,
yeah.
their self time
Yeah.
in between, because that will help a lot.
It also shows they're committed to where they started from with these new generation of characters, that they do want to pursue them down the track. It's really just up to the actors to, up and say, are they going to be A, paid enough, and B, willing to want to come back and continue those characters.
That Disney money, man. How could they not be paid enough?
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah,
Crazy.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's interesting, so it's like, we'll see. We'll see what happens
now
with
that now that they have this cautionary tale under their belt of which is the last trilogy,
Yeah.
I think they could learn a lot if they're smart, learn from their mistakes, and give us something a lot better and understand.
That's it. They
the idea
know
a little
that.
more, you know?
Yeah. And we were talking about it last week, but Bob Chapek, who previously, was running Disney, the biggest thing he'd been doing the last 2 or 3 years was he was trying to cut back a lot of the money, and that basically became a massive audience kind of reaction to what was being cheapified and cheapened. And we saw that in Kenobi. They had a $300 million supposed budget, cut back to a $100 million budget. So you take a lot out of preparation and time to prep these movies. This goes back to what you were saying there, Jason, that movies can't be just written in 3 months. They need to have proper prep time to get a really solid script and solid motives and solid
But the thing is, like, you know, if
spend the time
it's
to get it right.
if they care enough, that's what's important. You could have like a cut budget.
Yeah.
You could, you know, because that's what the first Star Wars was built on. They didn't have that much money.
Yeah, but it's a different
but
franchise.
They cared a lot.
Yeah.
And like it's the same franchise. It's been so cheapened, and now it's like become this monster that's not even recognizable of what it used to. But what I'm saying is that, like, in this post-Andor Star Wars world, I think they learned a lot. You know, they've had a whole run of different types of series that hit or miss, depending on who you are. And now they got a lot of data to work with. And so they understand, like, the climate and what will work and what will not.
Right.
Especially what will not.
Yeah, for sure.
It's going to continue the Palpatine saga.
I know. It's
Well,
so
we'll
annoying
see.
that
We'll see.
Palpatine is the bloodline
see.
that lasted.
It's more a
doesn't make
Palpatine
sense.
saga than a
see.
Skywalker saga
We'll see.
at this
She's
point.
like, I'm a Skywalker, and she's really got the blood of a Palpatine, and that's the last living Jedi
So
is a Palpatine.
Yeah, if
the
if she's in the next Star Wars, that means Palpatine saga will outlive the Skywalker.
He's still alive.
Well, there's always going to be Force-sensitive people out there. And
No, but I'm
so
I
it's
know,
gonna be,
but
yeah,
but
I
that
know
means
that.
if
Yeah.
she's in the
Palpatine's
next
the porter.
movie,
I will be.
that means there's more Palpatines in all the
Yeah.
sagas than there were
Right.
Skywalkers.
Yeah, I will be happy if they don't call this episode 10, 11, 12 and just start off with a brand new set of trilogy and just
Just go ahead and call it
branch
Blue
off
Harvest.
and, whatever.
Yes, that'd be
something
great.
in the meantime, the other thing they did announce
How
this
meta
week
would
was
that
that
be?
Splinter of Mind's Eye. That's the
How-
biggest
Yeah,
name
yeah.
I've heard.
yeah.
The
The
Star
other,
Killer, what's the original
Star
title for Star Wars? The Battle of the Chronicle of the Wills or
Chronicle
whatever.
of the Wills.
yeah.
Well, they
Anyway.
just go straight forward, Brent. What would you
Yeah.
think of that?
Luke
Yeah.
Starkiller.
Blue
No,
Harvest,
I do. Yeah.
Star Killer, Chronicle of the Wills.
The script is out there somewhere. Anyway, the other thing they announced this week was that Mandalorian's season premiere will be March the 1st, 2023. So we got an official release
Soon?
date. It originally was scheduled to be in February, but it's been pushed, which also is kind
Take
of
their
interesting.
time, please.
Yeah.
Oh no,
Don't
well,
rush it.
Oh no, don't rush. But on top of it,
They're learning.
it also allows the Bad Batch, which starts January 4th, to have its run and actually
nice.
not be, because at one point Bad Batch was going to cross over and become a crossing where Mandalorian started, Bad Batch, which is going to be running. And that was always a concern with all the Star Wars fans, that they would have two shows in one night.
Right.
And it's just, people aren't, we don't stay up that late to watch two shows very rarely. It's like, it's very hard to
Speak
sit
for yourselves.
Okay, but yeah, but anyway.
When you're on a night schedule, taking care of another.
But
yeah.
I think that's good.
But-
It's good for them.
Yeah.
They make more money.
Well, I
They
just
can make more
it's
money.
not about more money. It's about what
It's
is
always
It's
about,
about
more
more money.
money.
Yes.
It
It's always
always
about more
is,
money.
Brent.
Well,
Don't deny it.
Yeah,
That's
but
all that's what all
it's-
of this is for.
but of course, but it's like,
They make
but
more
but
this
it's
way.
about what gets left behind, and the thing is, you don't want anything
yeah,
left behind.
and you don't want to lose money.
You don't want to
Yes.
lose money.
Shut
You
up.
don't want to lose
left
that money.
behind.
Anyway,
You know, this way they could get
I keep
more
forgetting.
money.
I keep forgetting I've got a mute button on. I have a mute button. That's a good one. Anyway,
More
we've-
money.
Shut up. Anyway, we've got a episode written list of who's written what. Looks like Jon Favreau's got the larger writing stance on season 8 of Mandalorian, which is kind of cool.
Got a
for
couple
season 3.
Dave Filoni episodes.
Yeah, I always when Dave Filoni's
Expect
connected
all
to
the
an
cameos
episode.
in those episodes.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, we might be having Luke Skywalker appear in both episode 4 and episode 7, or something. I don't. Maybe not. Who knows? We'll see. Or maybe it's
You get
Ahsoka.
something.
We'll get something.
You'll
We'll
see
get
Ghost in the background.
Yeah.
You'll see
Yeah. And also there was a
Ezra
piece of
Bridger.
maybe not. But there is a piece of concept art that was dropped for Mando season 3 as well. That is
cool.
yeah.
It's like the end credits. So I always liked about Mandalorian.
Oh,
that,
yeah.
like all the
That's-
end credits were all.
Yeah. The artwork, yeah, that's what downs the back. I my background on my computer. Every time there's a new image that uploads, I'll pull it off and put it as my background.
Liz has a Christmas card, like an illustration of Grogu from the concept art. Yeah,
You have to show me a photo of that. Oh my god.
yeah.
Wow.
She used to have it on the fridge, not anymore.
Really?
But right now on the fridge, she has her like name tag from The Office. That is like on a metal piece, a Star Wars metal piece.
Our thoughts.
Cool.
My thoughts on Rian Johnson's trilogy. I want him to do it as long as it's not connected to the Skywalker saga. I want to see him do a brand new thing. I don't care what time period. I don't care if it's well beforehand or well in the future or even in the same time period as the Empire.
He's a great director.
He's an awesome director. I like it. I just didn't like necessarily the way he handled the Skywalker arc in some cases. There were things that were there.
Well, see, like he was tangled up in a lot of like board members as well. That's something you gotta consider with all of those movies.
Yeah,
but he was also left with
There
the
was so much
unfortunate.
micromanaging going on. I feel like it's made a mess. Of the whole thing.
Well, not really, because he said he had a lot of freedom, and he said that directly to an audience. Because I was sitting in the audience when he said that he had a huge amount of freedom, more than he expected to get. I don't hate Last Jedi. I don't like parts of The Last Jedi. I almost
He liked it better when he saw Rise of Skywalker.
I almost hate Rise of Skywalker.
I think we all hate Rise of Skywalker.
Well, hate is a very harsh
it's
word.
weird that
in Star
The Last Jedi is the one that I like the most out of the three.
Yeah.
Right? After
it's still
I had issues with it.
Great,
but then when Rise of Skywalker came back,
I just
it came out. I was like,
yeah.
I was like, oh, this is garbage. And then it made The Last Jedi better.
Luke just ties it together. It makes it feel more Star Wars. Like there's a bunch of things I didn't like about Last Jedi, but there's things that like feel Star Wars because Luke's there.
I feel like that was the problem from The Force Awakens, though, is that JJ should have brought the Luke character into the elements earlier, because it really is the Skywalker saga. It's about Luke, and he shouldn't have ended it. It left the next director, because they didn't have Rian Johnson picked at that point. But left the next director in a very impossible situation to be able to who had to pick up in the immediate events straight after. We didn't, like every other Star Wars movie of the Skywalker saga has a period of gap of a couple of years or a couple of months or whatever. We had no choice but to start directly from that end point of The Force Awakens, and that is the problem with that.
I think there's many more, but
there's a lot of problems.
I was okay with.
I think Rise of Skywalker is more of a mess than The Last Jedi. Last Jedi.
But I like the Last Jedi's interesting. It mixed it up.
Yeah.
And it kind of flipped the script on what Star Wars should be.
Yeah.
But then it made up for how the Force Awakens was just pandering to like trying to be as Star Wars as possible.
Right. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And it brought something better.
Yeah.
Something different.
Yeah.
And then Rian Johnson really tried to make it something different from any other Star Wars out there, and I think he did a great job.
He did a good job. I just wish it wasn't with the Skywalker saga, and he was given something totally new. I would have preferred to have seen what he would have done with a Rogue One style one-off film or Solo kind of one-off film, personally.
Anchorman's asking what makes it suck for you.
So what makes
The Last Jedi?
The Last Jedi? The things that bothered me in The Last Jedi...
He wanted that 3-year gap between movies.
I wanted
that's what makes a Star Wars.
I wanted a period of passage of time that was not given. That was number one. 2, the slowest space chase in the galaxy that lasted like 2/3 of the entire film just took me out of it. There were some elements there between Commander Hodor, what was the name? Hondo, and Holdo, and
I think she should have. My issue is she should have communicated with Poe.
Yeah, there was
she just
it
told
was
him her
stupid.
plan,
Yeah,
it wouldn't have gotten a mess.
Yeah, it was stupid. It was stupid lack of telling somebody. If someone's trying to force an issue, you tell them the plan. There was no need for a secrecy inside
It could have been done
the heads
better.
of that. Yeah, it
Fly
could have
boy.
been.
Like
Yeah,
the disparity of their communication
yeah.
could have been done
That's-
better
and
and should
that's
have
where
been like
it-
more focused
Yeah.
on writing.
Yeah, and that's
But
why that entire space chase dragged, because they were trying to create this situation that personally didn't work for me, and it was one of the downfalls of choices of the film that just didn't work for me. I
Canto
was not.
Bite was like,
Yeah.
it was.
Oh, I love the concept of Canto Bite. I think
no,
it's
no,
great.
I think
love
it's great.
The concept.
Like
Yeah.
the concept
People-
of it is great, but then
No.
the whole thing of Holdo not telling him kind of made the Canto Bite stuff
Oh, yeah.
useless.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, yeah.
Because
Yeah,
it did Canto Bite, if anything, did a great job of expanding and like building to the lore of Star
Yeah.
Wars, and I'm grateful for that. But
Yeah.
the reasons for being there were kind of useless.
Right.
That's my issue with it. But I'm glad we got to see it.
Mhm.
I'm glad we got to get that nice shot of like Star Wars casinos and like people profiteering off of war.
Oh, totally. No, I
while
love that.
people are dying, they're like just living lavishly.
Hanging
I
out.
think that was a great
having
aspect to
cocktails.
see in Star Wars universe.
I
and that
think there
we've
was
never really seen before.
But despite those things that did bother me, there were a lot of things that, probably more so, things that I really liked from Rian Johnson's choice between the script and his directing style that I liked more so. So I do have issues with The Last Jedi, but I also have issues with the Force Awakens, and well, we all have issues with The Last Skywalker because that became that hot mess.
I mean, Rise of
The life and times
Skywalker.
of Senator
Yeah,
Palpatine. You mean?
Yes. Does Max like the sequels? He's so.
Well, that's the thing with like
Yeah.
the Rise of Skywalker was like JJ was writing things while they were filming.
Correct. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that was the problem.
They
That's-
rushed the hell out of it.
Yeah.
They rushed
They
it.
didn't
and-
know what they were doing.
Yeah, and that was the big problem, and he has admitted to some of those faults.
And there's got to be tons of unused takes and unused storylines, unused. You know, I imagine you could just edit together a whole other film.
Possibly.
See what the new trilogy has gave us awesome shots, nice direction on scenes and stuff, and action sequences and set pieces. Like Rey jumping over the TIE fighter is sick.
Yeah, no, there's some nice
like
moments in
it was like a shit story, but there were like cool things happening.
This
in
will
it,
be
you
cool
know?
when you can experience it in a ride at Disneyland. That's like what
Yeah.
the giant commercial for Disneyland.
No, but I'm just saying, like the set pieces were awesome. That like it's better than anything we've seen in any Star Wars movies. You know, kind of like a Transformers.
There's
That's just like awesome set pieces.
Right.
But that's about it.
Yeah. There's no real cliffhangers that I would consider actual cliffhangers. There is like when Han is taken off, in Empire Strikes Back and, going to Jabba, it's not a cliffhanger as much of it is the story has to continue to go rescue Han. Right. It's more like
that was a huge cliffhanger, man.
I don't
We had
consider-
to wait like 3 years.
I don't
Holy
consider
crap.
it a cliffhanger. I always felt that
That was
was
like the
got-
favorite character
Really?
was captured, man.
Well,
leaving a
I
storyline
don't know.
open, that they're
Cliffhanger
gonna
of all
rescue him.
cliffhangers.
Yeah.
I would consider Darth Vader saying that he was Luke's father more of a cliffhanger than Han being.
See, but it's hard to see it
Yeah.
because we've seen him get rescued.
Right.
But like, seeing that for the first time, it's like, dude, that's our favorite character. What the hell? He's like captured. Luke's missing a hand.
Yeah.
Man, this sucks. It's like
But
the saddest ending.
The prequels don't have cliffhangers. The prequels are cliffhanger free, but
Yeah. No, but I'm just saying, like, I'm arguing that
we really do love each other.
I'm sorry, my tone gets kind of passionate.
Yes, we both get very passionate when we
Kind of
start
lean into your
talking.
mic too, so
It's just frustrating because
louder.
Brent's wrong all the time,
Ah.
so I have to like put him in line. That's like the issue.
Oh,
Brent's
it just
very,
got quiet. It just got quiet again.
No, Brent just gets very fixed on your idea, and you don't
Anyway.
want to
Anyway.
challenge your thought
Anyway.
process slightly. Like if we're trying to it's a little.
So-
yeah, Brent. I mean, Brent. The mind's like a parachute. It works best when it's open.
Anyway, I I've got to kind of finish up in the next like 25 minutes or so because I've got to go pick up a friend from the airport who's coming in. So let's jump quickly into Willow. We've dropped the first 2 episodes, or they've dropped the first 2 episodes, I should say, of Willow.
CW's Willow.
CW's Willow. It is a little bit like that, I have to admit.
After the second episode, I'm like, okay,
Yeah,
I don't know. These kids are too perfect,
Yeah.
and everything's a little too clean.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They're pretty. They're
I do
good
agree.
looking. I know. Can you
Yeah.
imagine like good looking people on TV? That's crazy.
Yeah, go figure.
Right, Elijah?
Yeah.
I mean, especially like you live in dirt and like you don't have
Mm-hmm.
showers. Like, why is your clothes so clean? Why you get it? You're like,
It's fantasy.
Yeah,
they
that's
can
my
magic. They
favorite.
can magic away the
That's
dirt. No,
That's
yeah.
my favorite thing about fantasy is the realism, though.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just kidding. I'm
No,
joking.
no. Well, shut up. But yeah, you know, the first episode was like it was
Awesome.
it was
The
fun.
bad guys
It
coming
was
in. You get to see
there
like
was
the
some
whole
cool bad
team
guy
of
stuff.
Bad guys.
I think
That was
the writing kind of needed a little bit of a pickup because the writing itself was
I mean,
not
yeah,
exactly
it's
strong.
no Attack of the Clones.
Oh,
but
Shut up.
I like it. It's visually, it's great. The story hasn't grabbed me yet, and it's just some of the stuff's pulling me out.
Oh,
with, like,
I'm
the
sorry,
acting
Alan,
and
but
some of that.
the reality of Willow is a lot of midgets.
You
and
don't call 'em
it's
that,
fine. Oh, you
dude.
don't call them that anymore. Yes, that's it.
Little people.
it's like when
I-
Brent called Asians Orientals
Orient.
at one time. It's
anyway,
like no.
He's never let you
it's-
forget. You can't say that anymore.
Yes. Okay. So
I
ultimately,
took it personally.
sorry, I didn't mean like that.
I'm
Anyway,
joking, I'm joking.
yeah, out of the characters, I was like, this, you know, it's, I don't know. I mean, I have to see more to kind of really pick up on how these characters are going to work in this new world. It's obviously we don't get Val Kilmer back to play Mad Mardigan. I read just recently.
Each character has their own skill set to offer. I think it's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah,
Great
I mean, it's
ensemble.
fantasy. It's light fantasy. It's not going to be
It's
a
like
Lord
a,
of
it's
the
like
Rings
a,
or
it's like a good, it's a
dark
good
heavy.
D&D team, you know.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. I mean, I don't expect Dungeons and Dragons, the film, to be any more, you know, better or less than what this is right now, kind of thing.
I like the point that Elijah brings up is that they all have like un-English accents.
Yeah. So because
And they're sponsored by Vidal Sassoon with
Yeah.
with their
Yeah.
beautiful
So-
hair that all of them have.
yeah, so
It's kind of ridiculous.
Anchorman asked the question:
It takes you out, huh?
Where's Val Kilmer
It does.
character? Mad
It's too
Mardigan.
perfect.
So, guys, yeah, I read in an interview this week that apparently Val Kilmer was absolutely interested in coming in to play the part, but as they were prepping and putting things together, it was right before COVID, and because Val Kilmer is on the high shouldn't be traveling list because he's had throat cancer and a lot of health issues, they couldn't bring him over to England to actually do what they wanted to do, so they had to readjust the script. But they've also said we very much would like to bring him in the future. So Val Kilmer is completely open
Nice.
for coming back as Mad Mardigan. It was just because of the time of prepping everything and when they were doing everything with COVID and its uncertainty stages that it became a situation they just didn't want to risk him getting sick and having, you know, health issues even worse off than he's already got.
You know what? I'm
So,
with Elijah on their hair
What's
being
up?
too nice. That's a good point.
What?
Because like
They all
because-
look. They all got wavy hair that blows them.
No,
their
no,
shut-
no.
Yeah,
No,
Their hair
because-
is
because
perfect.
yeah.
It's
All right,
every
look at-
shot.
look at like Lord of the Rings. The only
Uh-huh.
one who looks like they actually use conditioner is Legolas, but he's an elf. I
Yeah.
think that just comes with there's always perfect, like
Right,
overtly
right,
perfect
yeah.
to the point of being
Yeah.
annoying.
This is
But like
Saoirse-
everyone else. Well, we're
Yeah.
talking about the
We're
show.
talking about the TV
Right,
show,
but this
not
is
the
this.
movie.
But then
yeah.
everyone
But
else.
I'm comparing. Look at this. Her hair is still kind of wavily mess. But I want to just briefly talk about her. I do want to talk about her.
her hair is still away from
No, but like, what I was saying was that like everyone else in Lord of the Rings, like Aragorn, his hair's greasy as hell.
Correct.
You know,
Yeah.
and like same with like everyone else. But Legolas, oh man, looks like he's using conditioner.
Uh-huh.
He's rinsing and repeating
Yeah,
all
for
day,
sure. Yes.
dude. But yeah, that's a good point. I feel like they could crank up the grime a little bit.
a little bit.
they
I mean,
could,
just
yeah.
in the around a campfire, their hair looks perfect. Their clothes look perfect. Like
Uh-huh.
not dirty at all. It looks like they're being constantly primped off stage. All I can think is that like
Yeah.
you know off to their stage
I mean,
to the side with like hair
For sure,
product, like
yeah, yeah.
waiting.
I mean,
As-
they
aside-
hopefully maybe if I'll know if they. I doubt they will, but maybe they'll get dirtier as they go. But I doubt that's gonna happen.
We'll see. We'll
They've
see.
been,
But yeah,
they've been-
I don't.
it is.
I don't think
They've
that's the
been
way
on-
It
this
is
series
gonna
is going to
be.
go.
They want it. They're pretty people, and they want to keep them that way.
yeah,
They're not gonna get like
Yeah.
grimy and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
I enjoyed Joanne Whaley's performance because she was very much like her mother was, Bad Morta, who was like the villain in the film, and she basically spoke like her mother and performed.
That's
in
what
really
Brent brings
upbeat-
up every time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and I thought it was great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lorraine, chill.
Warwick Davis was awesome. Like, you know, he's always fun to see in anything he does, whether it's Star Wars or this or
Harry
anything
Potter.
else.
Most lately, Harry Potter. Huh?
Yeah, yeah. But check this out though. This is the de-aging they did on him for the same scene in episode 2. I think they did a really awesome job. I mean, the de-aging is getting to
I
this
don't really
level.
see much difference, man.
Really?
It's just
No.
like
The
just like the filter on the.
A little
It's just like
stretching
the
of, you know,
the sepia tone and.
Yeah.
No, they've taken out some stuff.
That, if
man.
anything, that's some great facial hair makeup.
Shut up. Anyway, being the case.
I like it when Brent doesn't agree with us.
No, I'm just saying.
Yep. He's like, no.
But there is de-aging done there.
Is
so-
he going off of his script?
No.
So he can't like.
No, there is de-aging.
No, when it's just- when
I
it's
know.
just-
Yeah.
I'm not saying there isn't, but
Correct.
I'm just saying there isn't like.
No, but it's
You really
it's
hold
still,
your ground when it's 2 against 1.
No,
like,
but-
you really hold your ground. It's fun.
But it is really it's getting to a point now that we're
But it's
going to
like, I
get a
didn't write.
really.
That's not what I wrote down to say.
But we're going to get a. I didn't write anything down. There's no notes. There's absolutely nothing. Like
the notes in your
I'm
brain
grabbing
that
my
you wrote
notes.
down mentally.
Yeah.
His notes in his
But-
mental brain.
But where I'm going with this is like we're going to be seeing Han Solo and Princess Leia better than we've ever seen before in anything in the future of Star
but
Wars.
do we
and stuff
need
like that.
to?
If the
Yeah.
story fits it, yes.
Yeah, if only if the story fits it. But I don't
Correct.
think that should be the reason to do something. See,
They
I
need to
think
go
that's
back
what we're
and tell
missing
the
a lot in
stories,
Star
yeah.
Wars. Like,
Right.
they should only be brought in if they need to. But like,
Correct,
if
yeah.
you're kind of building around,
But-
like
but-
showing them, that is the mistake, and that's what we've been dealing
Well,
with.
yeah, but building this new alliance and building this stuff is all part of mostly Princess Leia's kind of thing. So it's like, yeah, I mean, I to be that photorealistic, it's the technology's there. Let's kind of end up on this gentleman here.
Oh, they do some
the,
de-aging in that
shows.
too.
Oh yeah. Do you
that
want to
looks good.
Should we sit through the trailer?
Hell
Yeah.
Because I want to sit through this again since we never really got the chance to react to it.
Hell yeah. The Dial of Destiny is a weird name, though. I don't know about that. It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
I just love the fact we got Sulla back in. Like Sulla.
Yeah.
It's so
right?
cool.
Gimli!
No, what Sulla?
Indy!
This is that image is a ancient what's it called? Not ancient, but a Nazi I think design device of some sort.
What?
The we'll play the trailer and go through it, but
Next one.
just yeah. It looks like they got the fair amount of everything, you know, that we'd want to see from an Indiana Jones film. Look at that! Look at that! So how
Yeah.
good that is! It looks so
good.
freaking good.
It's like his age during
And
the...
even there, yeah, even there he was de-aged. It was like,
That looks
part
bad.
looked
yeah.
weird.
It's
it's really bad.
it's an unfinished thing. But
Yeah,
then
they should have done better.
bring in
Yeah.
the music. Bring in the music.
Oh, a rolling ball?
Yeah.
Yeah, it needs a rolling ball. It needs a cockpit that looks like a
Yeah.
Millennium Falcon.
This is just I'm just so hyped and so ready for this movie. Like it's gonna be fun.
Devin looks better than Crystal Skull because that was
Well,
everything.
Oh, look at this.
yeah. Oh, I love it so
Did
much.
everyone in that room have dysentery that day?
Yeah.
What's that?
Isn't that a reference to him
Oh.
shooting the guy with the sword?
I guess
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
That's what I think it is.
where Where's Matt Williams? Let's hope he's not in it. But I do hope. I hope Marion Ravenwood's in it, but I don't know if she will be or not. I don't know too much about the casting or anything, but I'm so hyped for this movie. Like, this is going to be my film of next year for me, I think.
I hope it's good.
I hope it's good. I'm pretty sure it's going to be good.
Yeah. I mean, it's got to be better than Crystal Skull, because that's just anything can be better than that. It's really
I still have to watch that.
Yeah.
See, I've heard so much bad things. It's like it's put me off on
We'll
watching.
definitely do like as we get closer to Indiana Jones, and if it does drop, as we said last week, if they put it up there on Disney Plus or something, we'll do a reaction to it so we can get.
When did they remove it? Because they were all up there, weren't they?
No. Indiana Jones has not been part of anything.
It hasn't streamed yet.
Oh, right, because it's Paramount.
Because I'd want to watch them all.
Yeah, I'm gonna rewatch all of them.
I have them all on DVD. I just don't have.
Yeah, I got them all on Blu-ray. Yeah,
that's not really an Indiana Jones movie. It's kind of like a cartoon.
It's not as bad as you. Well, okay,
it's really bad.
It's not
definitely the worst Steven Spielberg movie ever made. It's horrible.
Okay, fair enough.
Really, the worst Steven Spielberg.
I wouldn't say
the worst Steven Spielberg movie. Out of the worst movie he's made. There's a lot of really bad decisions that he probably didn't even have the final. He probably did begrudgingly.
South Park had to do a whole episode on it because how bad it was.
I hated that episode really of South Park. I thought that was a crappy episode of South Park.
It was too crass for you.
It was. I thought it was disgusting.
Yeah, what did they do to Indiana Jones? Stop!
No, I thought it was a disgusting South Park. Anyway, we won't go into that. Either way.
Man, Brent, what do you think the worst Steven Spielberg movie is?
I don't know. I haven't seen anything I haven't hated of his, that's for sure. But yeah, I mean, I'm ready for next year. We've got a lot of great films coming out next year.
What's your least favorite Steven Spielberg movie you've seen?
I'd have to stop and think and see. I'm not a huge fan of 1941. I mean, it's you know,
I don't know. I mean, if you look back at that one's got some charm to it and got a lot of good actors, and it just didn't hit at the time.
Yeah. Anyway,
he's kind of lost his way.
No,
he's not as magical as he used to be. I
want to see the new movie, The Fableman.
Yeah, I've heard mixed reviews of it. It's still playing though, and but yeah.
Because I didn't, I see. Well, what I mean is he's not a guaranteed win anymore.
Yeah.
Like he used to be, but now it's Steven Spielberg film. It's all right, is it going to be good? Like I used to be like, oh, Steven Spielberg, this is going to be awesome. But I feel like it's kind of like Tom Cruise, how it was like an instant blockbuster if he was a part of it. But nowadays it's kind of like, oh, okay, maybe we'll see it.
Yeah.
It's just people age.
Yeah.
Times change.
Yeah.
We see it happening all over.
Choices change as well as directorial styles and choices, whatever.
Or they just age out of what was cool.
Yeah.
Right.
And James Gunn has been winning. Yeah, James has really been winning. I mean, he took a lot of years before he got to that point, mind you. But yeah, James is really kind of
had his Scooby-Doos.
He had his Scooby-Doos,
which I think people still like. They're beloved.
I mean, they're fun and silly.
Age group, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, I gotta go pick up a friend.
They're still in the lexicon.
Yeah, I gotta go pick up a friend from the airport soon. So we actually kind of have to end the stream pretty soon. So
do it.
Yeah. So all right. Yeah, we'll catch you all next week. We'll do a reaction video sometime during the week for Willow episode 3, and then we'll have Jason's stream on Wednesday night at 6 p.m.
Come with your answer of your least favorite Steven Spielberg.
There you go. There you go. Yeah.
And then we could just trash Steven Spielberg during that episode.
You could try. I'll have to look at all of his films and see which ones. But going back, 1941 was kind of the one that was I just didn't enjoy it. But
another
it was a little silly.
Your least favorite John Williams score.
That's like killing a child.
Yeah. That's.
I know.
One of the boring movies that you don't even like.
I haven't listened to all of his stuff, but I think Duel
Later,
was
y'all.
Duel was one of the ones that was very screechy and different. Anyway, be the case. I think he did the score for that. Anyway, all right, guys, we're gonna thank you, chat, for joining us. It's been fun. If you've watching post chat, post audio, whatever, we've thank you for sticking around for this long, and we shall catch you next week. Have a great week, everybody.
Later, y'all.